The Stage Door Show, celebrating the independent artist. With your host, Dave Hondel.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Stage Door Show. This is Dave Hondel. Tonight I have a great singer-songwriter guest tonight. Her name is Kaylene Chute. She's from Ireland, but she also performs in the United Arab Emirates. Her debut single was Skimming the Surface back in 2022 and Hot Girl Winter, which is their first Christmas single that just came out on November 17th. So please welcome to the show, Miss Kaylene Chute. Kaylene, thanks for being with us tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. It's our honor to have you on. And, I know I talked about you being from Ireland and also, performing now in the United Arab Emirates, which, for our listeners, maybe don't have an experience of performing either overseas or in a place like the UAE, which is a very popular place and destination for musicians and music. And, talk about that experience performing out there, because I understand that they're big fans of music out there.
The entertainment industry here is so wide and it's so big. There's so much room for people to entertain here, because there's just so much going on all the time. There's brunches going on. Even for the holidays, people don't realize how much they actually celebrate Christmas and everything. So it's a really, really nice, fun place to be. And there's so many different things you can do here as well. So I have my band here, actually. We're called After Sunset. So I gig with them and I gig solo as well.
Your pop country sound, and you have a band, like you said, but I think a lot of for the listeners, they don't realize that that area, like you said, it's such a diverse area, and they do like all kinds of music and all kinds of entertainment there, and I think out of everywhere in the world, that's really the fastest growing area that I know that a lot of people that I know have moved out to that area, and they just absolutely adore it and they love it. So do you find that your fan base is growing out there because of the love for, I guess, Western type music?
Yeah, definitely. Like every gig that I go to, you meet people and they follow you on Instagram and they want to come to your other gigs. They want to find out where you're going to sing next, which is it's so nice to see the same people coming back to see you again. It's such a nice feeling, and you're just widening your audience and the people who enjoy your performance, which is amazing.
One of the things that I also, I talked to a lot of when I was talking to I've done some work with Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC, and I know that when they, went and performed out in Ireland and in the UK and anywhere in Europe, they said that the crowds out there were just unbelievable. And they're students of music usually out there in that area, and they study the music and they know down to like who plays drums and who plays guitar, and and it's really a great experience. And not that the United States isn't, fans of music. They are. It's just that it seems like out there, do you find that to be true where people are students of music? And, and also the other thing is when artists, get older, and let's maybe say here they've kind of fallen off the map, and it's the new thing coming in. Over there, they still appreciate that person, even though they might be up in age and they're still playing music, but they still attend these concerts because they love who the artist is. And again, they're students of music. Do you find that to be true?
I would say yes. Yeah, probably. But it depends on the person as well. Some people also will know the main singers and who's popular right now, but then other people will be deeply interested and know a lot of things about certain artists, so it's a mixture.
What do you think of the United Arab Emirates, where you play a lot? Do you find that do they really enjoy the entertainment aspect of the music, or are they also really into certain kinds of genres of music? Do they just love entertainment in general, or what do you feel about the entertainment or the value that they're getting there?
I think here it is mainly entertainment. When people go to, let's say, a brunch or a nighttime gig, they want to hear their favorite songs. They want to be able to sing along and they want to be entertained, you know. So we always try and interact with our crowds, and people love that. But there's also people who are deeply invested in certain genres and will like request, can you play this song? It's my favorite, you know. So we always try to do requests for people who want to hear certain music as well.
When did you get interested in music? I mean, when did that start for you? Were you young when that interest came?
Yeah, like before I can even remember. I've been writing songs myself since I was really, really young. I've done it all my life, to be honest.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
now, what did you listen to? I mean, what influenced you to be interested in music?
My first influence ever, I can remember watching American Idol. I think I was about 4 at the time, when Kelly Clarkson was on,
Yeah.
and I voted for her every single week. I just absolutely adored her. So she was my first inspiration, Kelly Clarkson.
So like a pop sound. I mean, you also became interested in country music at some point, right?
Yeah, that's only been in the last year or two, country music for me. Um, there's just something so soothing about it. And I think as I change as a person and as I grow, and learn more about music, I have appreciated country music more.
Somebody mentioned that I talked to that lives in Ireland. They're a musician, and they said that you can walk into any pub anywhere in Ireland and there'll be somebody playing music. Is that true out there? That's music everywhere?
Yeah, there definitely will be music in nearly any Irish pub that you walk into.
But other people, I mean, everybody in the bar gets involved with with the singing of it, right? I mean, they love the music out there. I mean, that's one of the things. I've never been out to Ireland. I've always wanted to go. But one of the things I heard is that this music is so big there that everybody plays, you know, you go into the bar and everybody's singing along to the music. And, you know, I guess here you don't see that too much in the United States. You know, people go and they love being entertained, but they don't necessarily sing along like they do out there. So I just love it out there. I love Ireland and the UK. I mean, I've never been to Ireland itself, but I've been to the UK several times. And I think it's the same out there as well. But, you know, what are you doing right now as far as, you know, recording? Are you writing and recording music right now that's going to come out soon?
Yeah, I'm in the process of producing, writing new music. Roy Hamilton III is producing for me. He is part of the Singers Company.
Oh, I know Roy. Yeah, I've interviewed Roy. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
awesome.
He's amazing. He's so talented. I'm so lucky to be able to work with him. So I'm writing the music and he's helping me produce it. So it's great and it's really fun. So yeah, there will definitely be new music coming soon next year.
Well, let's give a shout out to the Singers Company and Roy Hamilton III. He's a great guy and up in Toronto and just, you know, multi-platinum, you know, producer and, you know, so, you know, very it's great that you're working with Roy because he's wonderful. Talk about Hot Girl Winter, the new Christmas song, new single that's out that just started, or I think it just debuted on the 17th of November on streaming platforms. So talk about doing your first Christmas single, because I think, you know, one of the things we always talk about on the show is everybody should have a Christmas song out. Because it could last for years and years and years. Like Kelly Clarkson, a perfect example. Mariah Carey. You know, if you put a Christmas song out, it could live for years. So talk about doing your Christmas single and how's it been doing for you?
Yeah, I was so excited to release this Christmas song because I am like a Christmas queen. I just love Christmas. All my friends and family know that I love Christmas.
Yeah.
It's my favorite time of the year. So I was so excited to be able to release Hot Girl Winter, and it was so fun to make. I actually wrote it this year during the summer.
Really?
Yeah. Because, you know, during the summer, everyone talks about Hot Girl Summer.
Yeah, right.
And then I was thinking, and I was like, why can't we just have a Hot Girl Winter?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be Hot Girl Summer? So that's where the idea stems from, and then it just came from there.
I'm not asking for a love Christmas. I don't need a man to keep me warm. Ugg boots, leg warmers, no shivers. This is how I live my hot girl winter. I've trimmed the tree, it's in the corner sitting pretty. This year's theme is far from last year's blue. Might sing along to Mariah Carey, but all I want for Christmas is definitely not you. Hot, hot, hot girl winter. Hot, hot, hot girl winter. Watching the holidays, a festive fundamental. On Christmas Eve before he comes, to be exact. Excitement lingering in the air till the morning. Yeah, you know it like a kid, I'ma act. 'Cause I'm not asking for a love this Christmas. I don't need a man to keep me warm. Ugg boots, leg warmers, no shivers. This is how I live my hot girl winter. I've trimmed the tree, it's in the corner sitting pretty. This year's theme is far from last year's blue. Might sing along to Mariah Carey, but all I want for Christmas is definitely not you. Hot, hot, hot girl winter.
Well, we're excited that that's out, and Skimming the Surface is kind of where it all started, though. The debut single in 2022, and talk about that. That must have been like a great experience for you to release that, being your debut single, and now it's leading to this one as well. So, talk about that, and was that exciting to put that first one out?
Oh, the first one was so exciting, and it was such a learning experience because I knew nothing about what it is to produce a song. And, when you produce your first song, you realize, wow, there's so much that goes into producing a song that you just didn't even realize. So it was so great to be able to experience all that for the first time. And I wrote that song in 2017. So releasing it in 2022 was
wow.
Yeah, it was great. It was a good feeling.
I saw him at the party. I couldn't look the other way. My thoughts, they suddenly turned naughty, feeling every type of way. Then he started walking towards me, and my heart, it escalates. Every time I think about it, like you were, I levitate. I'm skimming the surface of unknown feelings and unknown truths. I hope it's worth it, and in the end, it's me and I'm skimming the surface, unsure of how deep I'll sink. I hope it's worth it, and in the end, it's me and you. He asked me what I'm drinking. I replied with it's champagne, and yes, I'm celebrating. Cheers to another freaking day. Looks like we've got a lot in common, but not much talking went ahead. I was relieved, if I'm being honest.
Any plans to come out with an EP or an album with multiple songs on it? Is that in the works?
Yeah, that is what we're working on. That's our aim.
Good.
So yeah, I can't tell you exactly when it will happen, but that's happening.
But it's out there as we can get excited about, for sure.
Yeah.
Talk about performing, live, because I know we talked about that a little bit earlier, but what was the first time like getting on a stage in front of people and performing your music? That must have been a great experience for you.
Yeah, you know what? I was a ball of nerves the first time I started performing. I only really started performing a year and a half ago when I came here to the UAE. So like since I moved here, so many doors have opened for me. It's been amazing. It's an amazing country. But the first time I just remember I was so nervous. I was just overthinking everything, trying to remember all the lyrics, trying to think, okay, what should I do it in my hands, like everything
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about. Whereas now I don't even think about it. I just go up there and it's like
Natural.
second nature. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess where did the desire for not just playing music, but to do it, to record it and to do it in front of people. I mean, when did that passion for it come? Because I know, we talked about, because I have always had a career outside of entertainment, and it's been nice because it's something that I do because I love to do it. And at one point, I was pretty successful at doing it, but I always had something on the side to make sure that I had a roof over my head and food on the table, and so talk about that, because I know a lot of people chase their passion, which is great, but they don't take care of themselves as well at the same time. And so talk about that, and has that helped you kind of have that to fall back on, besides the music, to kind of write music and play it, but also have, something like a career outside of that?
Yeah. So I am also a primary school teacher as well, which is the same as elementary. Um, so it is good having that, and that's probably the only reason that I'm able to fund my producing and following, actually creating my music. So it is necessary for me right now as an independent artist to also have a stable job that I can rely on while following my music career. So it is full on, like I'm busy all of the time. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, it's my dream to perform and sing. And the more I do it, the more I want to have this as my full-time job. So it's just motivating the more time passes to, put in as much work as I can and see what happens.
Well, talk about, because you've surrounded yourself with some pretty great people. As I know the people that that are part of your team, and, talk about that importance of being an independent artist, but also having the right people around you that support your career, but they do it the right way, and, they're accomplished themselves. So first of all, how did you seek them out? And second of all, has that been, great for the progression of your career?
Yes, 100%. So Roy actually reached out to me on Instagram through DM, because I used to post covers all the time on my Instagram page, and he stumbled upon them and asked, would I like to meet to discuss working together? And I said yes. I did some background research, and
Sure.
I was like, oh, this guy sounds, amazing.
Yeah.
He's done so many cool things. So yeah,
I think working with Michael Jackson is a pretty good, is a pretty good start, right?
He's worked with Michael Jackson, Britney Spears.
Yeah. Who hasn't he
like,
worked with? Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? Roy is so down to earth, and he's so helpful and genuine. So I'm so glad that he did reach out to me that time, and that we are now working together, because it's really helped me. He's such a good mentor to have, and someone that you would need. You need someone like Roy to guide you, especially when you are just entering the music industry.
Well, then you got Ryan and your PR team too, who's amazing, and who works harder than a lot of people that I've ever met. As far as in that industry, he's just a wonderful, team member. So, the other thing I wanted to talk about is, I know that you're juggling a lot with your career, your teaching career, and also the music career, but once this starts taking off, what kind of aspirations do you have, like 3 years down the road? Where do you want to be in your career? Do you want to be performing, bigger venues? Do you want to, do you want to be on your second or third album at that point? I mean, what are your aspirations for what you want to do?
Yeah, I definitely am aiming for, bigger venues. It would be great if I was on my second album in 3 years.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Yeah, and just, taking it, because there's so much going on, and taking it day by day, and just making sure that I do all the steps that just move me forward.
That's a great answer.
You know, like once I'm moving forward, I'm not pushed about the pace that I'm going. Just once that I'm going forward and not backwards.
Right.
That's my main aim. Yeah. Once it's going, you know, successfully, I'm happy with that.
Well, you're doing it the right way. I mean, you know, we have a lot of listeners out there, and I always try to give advice to the listeners, and you just gave great advice without asking you to give advice. You gave great advice. That's what you should do. I mean, you should, you know, take it day by day, always move forward, you know, never try to take a step back, but you're doing it the right pace. You're doing it the right way. There's no time limit on success. You know, it's like if you do it the right way, you're going to be more successful for a longer time because you're actually understanding the business end of things more. Again, surrounding yourself with the right people, understanding business, you know, and marketing, I think is a big deal when it comes to independent artists because, you know, obviously you have to do, especially at the beginning, you know, you're doing a lot of your own marketing. You know, even if you have a team of people, I think it's important that you do your own marketing. If you look at a Taylor Swift, you know, she was her own business person, you know, from the beginning, you know, even though she had a team of people around her, you know, she knew how to market herself and do it the right way. And she even, whenever she posts anything on social media, she shows it to several people on her team to make sure, you know, that it's correct before you hit send. You know, and that's the other thing with social media is one misstep, one thing that you say the wrong way, it could ruin your career. So it's very important, you know, to do social media the right way. And, you know, so talk about your social media. Where can people find you?
So I'm on Instagram at Kaylene_Chute, and I'm on TikTok at Kaylene Chute. They're my two main social media handles. That's where I'm on a lot. I try to post as much as I can, but I definitely need to post more. I would like to post more of like just what I'm doing every day, because I always post like when I'm performing and, you know, the most exciting part of what I'm doing, but I'd like to show more of, you know, what work goes into it behind the scenes as well, and just share the journey more. That's my goal for next year, to share more of the whole journey.
I mean, I like your sound. You know, you have a unique sound. I really enjoy your sound. But, you know, have you, you know, what sets you apart from the other people that are out there doing the same thing? I mean, do you have something that that when you're on stage or when you record that you feel kind of sets you apart from other people?
I definitely think with my own music, my lyrics are special to me. And I think my voice has a bit of a unique sound. Like if you're listening, sometimes you know that it's me, which is good to have. And also when I'm performing, I interact with the audience. You know, I like to talk to them. I like to get them singing along with me, and just make the experience for them as enjoyable as I can, which is why people enjoy coming back to watch as well. So yeah,
that's great. I mean, you know, like I said, I love your sound. I think, you know, you have a great career ahead of you, and, you know, keep doing the things that you're doing because you're going to be successful with what you're doing. And like I said, you have the right team behind you. And again, I just, you know, can't wait to see what the future holds for you, because I think it's very bright. You know, so, you know, and thank you for being on the show tonight. You know, I just, you know, Kaylene, I just really appreciate the time and the honor of your time. So, you know, best of luck to you in the future, and you're always welcome back to come back and talk about anything that you're working on.
Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you so much for having me.